Hello everybody, Hassan here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I want to talk about Bitcoin being supported by different countries in South America and Central America. And before we do that, guys, please like this video, smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so, guys. It really helps this channel, it helps this community. We've recently passed the 500 subscriber mark, so thank you very much for the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Once again, all of your comments, all of your likes, all your subscriptions really do help this channel and this community. So guys, today I want to talk about some of the tweets from President Nayib from El Salvador. We talked about it in a previous video where it was expected that the country would legitimize Bitcoin, and that is by passing through legislation and so on. And this was officially done last night. So you can see here, this is from mute this. This is from the assembly here in the country, and it passed with 62 votes, and you can see everyone celebrating there. And it passed to make it legal, and not just for transactions, but you could now pay your taxes with Bitcoin in the country. I think all capital gains are tax free, and I even saw another comment, another news where you could even get citizenship in the country of El Salvador if you trade up to 3 Bitcoin in the country. You may correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it's something along those lines. So really big news, guys. Big victory for Bitcoin. Huge victory for all cryptocurrencies, right? This was really the mission of Bitcoin, right? It starts with retail investors, with citizens, and it took all the way to 12 years to be adopted, not just by institutions, but now for the first time by a country, right? It is El Salvador. It's not one of those top first world developed countries, but it's still a country of 6+ million people. It's still a significant country in Central America. By the way, shout out to that user who corrected me. I said South America, but it is a Central America country. So thank you very much for correcting me on this. And then obviously President Nayib here, he tweeted some other things here saying 62 out of 84 votes, history for Bitcoin, BTC being Bitcoin. He's a big proponent of Bitcoin, guys. He was on Twitter Space last night talking about Bitcoin to Bitcoiners. So, and don't forget, guys, this is a president, right? A president of a country, right? It's not just a politician, it's a president running the country, right? And he's talking about, liking posts about Bitcoin. Even as you can see here, join a conversation. That's on Twitter Space, which is a newer feature on Twitter that allows you to sort of join groups, vocal groups, where you can speak and hear other people talk on the space. And this was where President Nayib joined. And obviously, a lot more tweets here, a lot more things about El Salvador. And I don't know if we can read this here really quickly. This is the official legislative assembly document. This is in English. So, and another point that was actually made is that the president was reached out by several other countries, including the US treasuries, about this move. So we don't know too much about it, but that's just speculation, right? That's just speculation. Nothing's documented, but it's quite interesting that several countries reached out to President El Salvador's decision to pass Bitcoin through the legislation in terms of transaction tax payments and so on. And actually, this is what I also wanted to lead this video into. And you can see that there's Bitcoin support not just in El Salvador officially now, but there are other politicians here. These are Twitter handles. These are politicians that hold significant positions in those countries, right? Whether that's Ecuador, Mexico, Panama, Argentina, Paraguay, Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. I was in Brazil in 2018. Beautiful country. Colombia. So, guys, we have politicians around those countries. They're supporting Bitcoin, not just on social media platform, but they're having those discussions, right, with other politicians. And this really reaffirms some of our thesis there in our channel, where we have newer generations coming in political scenes, and the newer generations, they're not necessarily tied to fiat currency. They're not tied to the old way of doing things. They want change, especially in those countries where currencies have been hit very hard, right? We saw what happened with Venezuela. We saw what happened with Zimbabwe. Some of these countries also, their currencies have been hit hard. Brazil, the governments in Brazil have not necessarily been the best out there. And obviously, there's other countries as well, like Colombia and so on. And a lot of these countries feel like they could do a lot more, they could provide a lot more for their citizens, for their people, if they had certain governance that could lead them towards that. And Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may potentially assist them. That's why El Salvador is approving Bitcoin in transactions for their governments, for their tax payments, for their uh, their merchants and citizens. And this is what other countries are going to be doing, guys. And this is a big victory for Bitcoin. Like I said, countries buying Bitcoin for their treasuries, for their balance sheets, just approves the thesis where Bitcoin as a store of value, it's doing exactly what it should be doing, right? It started out as retail investors, started out as the average citizen, but now big countries are jumping into it because you don't want to be left behind, right? There's 21 million supply limited for Bitcoin coins, and people want to get in, right? And again, Bitcoin is different from other cryptocurrencies where, for example, Ethereum, it goes through modification, it changes, it's literally going through the whole POW to POS, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's several use cases for Ethereum and for other coins, Dogecoin being a meme coin, being pumped by many people. There's many billionaires behind Dogecoin, but ultimately, if you have countries that want a store of value, that want assets that are going to appreciate over time, Bitcoin is obviously being explored here, not just by El Salvador, but by other countries. And we strongly believe South America, Central America will not be the only regions, right? We're looking at African regions, right? Africa countries. We're looking at several Asian countries. A lot of discussions already are being held by different politicians from different regions, guys. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in your textbook, where this is really what's happening, right? This is textbook stuff, right? You have the average citizen buying it, talking about it in social media, and then institutions, organizations jumping in, and ultimately you have governments from big countries adopting it. And this is how it's going, guys. This is what I want to talk about in this video. So hopefully you guys appreciate this video. If you did like this video, guys, really help this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. And I'm looking forward for your input as to what you guys think about what is the next country that could adopt Bitcoin. So thank you very much, and we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.